And now, join your hosts, Keith Reynolds and Charlene Chamberlain.
Well, welcome and good morning. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee. I'm here at my show co.
I'm not a hostess
No,
anymore.
you're not a host. I already told, you know what, I told Taylor that yesterday. There is no hostess thing. It's show co.
Okay.
Charlene
We're back to
Chamberlain.
Shoko.
We're back to show co, and I told Taylor anytime she comes on a guest host, it's show co. Deal with it.
We'll see. We'll see if it really sticks.
You know what? And she did such a great job
she was
yesterday.
Great. Yes.
I had her,
nice to have you on.
Yep, and you got a new perspective of things. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
So really, really good shows yesterday. Even though you had to leave us again. I mean,
yeah, I know.
You know, people thought
I had no choice on that.
I had a couple people text me. Maybe she's going to meet with her attorneys for the divorce. So I was like, good point.
Yeah, well, you'll never know now, will you?
All right. So what do we got going on today?
This morning we are going to be talking about body, mind, and spirit. And our guest this morning is Elsie Kerns. Elsie is a wellness educator and a stress specialist. And her company is called Wellness with Elsie. Welcome to Morning Coffee,
Welcome, Elsie.
Nice
Thank
to have you.
I want to talk about the stress that my work wife puts on me.
Yeah, because we have a show called, what is it called, Legal Talk?
Legal Talk.
I heard he was on the Legal Talk show talking about divorcing his work wife.
I want to know what parameters she abuses me on the show. So.
But anyway, on to better things. Mind, body, and spirit everything is always connected, and it all should be working correctly. And you're here to help people fine-tune everything, right?
Absolutely. And it is really a balance to try and keep that body, mind, spirit together. It's a balance that's happening all the time and something that we need to work on daily. So that's one of the reasons that I got into Eden Energy Medicine and stress reduction, meditation, teaching people how to take better care of themselves, how to come into better balance every day.
You know, and it's interesting though, I mean, do you find it's very difficult because society, well, at least in the United States, I think, society is not geared for that. I think, we've met people over, doing shows and stuff and from other countries, and they're like, man, you guys are so fast paced. We don't know how to breathe. Like, it's just, I think people are living longer in other countries because they take a 2-hour lunch. They have a glass of wine.
They have a 4-hour. They have a 4-hour.
So
vacation,
you have a tall
right?
task trying to get everybody to be better like that.
Well, one of the things that we need to understand, Keith, is first of all, in the last 50 years, we've been exposed to more artificial electricity than ever before. So we have all this electromagnetic radiation. People are reachable today 24/7. It isn't like you leave work and you go home and relax. The pace that we're living at is just incredible. And it's only going to get worse. And technology is speeding up faster and faster.
I agree with that. We're like hamsters on wheels. Really.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah. Like, I think, but also technology hurts us too because we become procrastinators. Look, whoever invented the alarm clock with a snooze button, that's procrastination. Get up. You know what I mean? So, like, how do you, I guess, like, how do you kind of, because you're battling with technology. We want technology so we can work smarter but not harder, but I think it's
making us work faster, which is not necessarily smarter.
Well, technology is certainly going to continue to advance even above and beyond what we have already seen. So the question is, how do we find that balance for each individual has to decide that for themselves personally.
Right.
And there are many ways that we can do that. If it's just putting a little dot up on your computer to remind you to breathe 3 times, and also ways that you can protect yourself. There are technology out there. There's technology out there to help you minimize the EMFs that are coming at you. So that's another aspect.
Before we get into like the nuts and bolts of your business, I would love, how did you get started with all this stuff?
How did I get started? Well, that was through my own midlife crisis, and I decided to try and experiment with some alternative complementary therapies. And one of the first things that happened was I with my family went swimming with dolphins. We had one of
Oh,
those
that's so
trips.
fun.
Nice.
And something magical happened because then I began reading a lot of Native American philosophy, spirituality books, and from there I became a Reiki master, and then eventually went on to Barbara Brennan's School of Healing. Barbara Brennan was the author of Hands of Light and is one of the legendary healers in the world. So since my early 40s, I've just been learning and teaching people. Really enjoy that group, having a chance to teach.
What did you do before that? Were you stay-at-home mom? Or?
I was stay-at-home mom, housewife. Yes, absolutely.
It's very interesting.
You got in on the very, very beginnings of this movement, I believe. I mean, I'm sure it was happening way before you got involved, but I think in the years that you started, it was the beginnings of this. That it was, starting to become more accepted, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
What, the holistic part? You mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. People were not necessarily in tune with that then, but today people are much more educated. They're looking for complementary ways to work with their energy and their healing. And I want to say that everything that we're teaching or everything that we're helping people is absolutely complementary to whatever they need traditionally. It's not one or the other.
Right.
And sometimes that's hard for people to understand. But everybody is tired of being over-medicated, over-stressed, overwhelmed. So anything that they can do that fits into their schedule. And if you want something bad enough, you're going to make it fit into your schedule.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that it's been here before. Like, I'm a big movie buff. I always talk about this. The viewers know this. But, you know, I'm a big Netflix fan, and I watch this show called White Queen. And it's a series that comes on. And it's about Queen Elizabeth and her time. And in her time, she was kind of deemed, her and her mother, witches, because they were saying they were practicing black magic, but it was holistic medicine. And I think that over the time, you know, the pharmaceutical companies come in and they were big. And now I think this shift in the world has happened. Not just like a shift like sitting on the planet. I'm talking about kind of a spiritual shift. And I think that holistic medicine is making a really big comeback because we see like the old time medicines are working or therapies or whatever. And you know what? Some of grandma's stuff works, and we don't need the pharmaceutical stuff. You know, so much better. Look, I know people say that pharmaceutical, you know, there's stuff that cures cancer, but guess what? If we didn't have a lot of this stuff and we ate the way we wouldn't have cancer probably in our bodies. So it's a lot of stuff. But I think it's always been there.
I think it has too, and I do believe that the body does have the ability to heal itself with the proper tools, and not just necessarily natural medicine, but it's your thinking, it's your thought process, it's exercise.
Well, they say we only use a certain part of our brain, right?
Yeah.
There's so much of our brain.
Yes, only what, 5 or 7%.
And we have that big thing up there, at least in my case, my big head, which they're going to start shooting spitballs at me if I don't go to commercial break. We're going to be right back after this commercial break.
In a world where bankers have lost all interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Your credit score is yours, and at Experian Credit Expert, we want to help you really use it. With access to helpful Experian experts over the phone and online, we can help you use it to get a better idea of what info the banks have on you. Use it to get more choice of mortgages. Use it to make your money go further. Take the next step to improving your financial future with your free 30-day trial at Experian.co.uk.
Here at Freppi's Tex-Mex, you can definitely taste the freshness in our food. You should definitely come to Freppi's because it's a great place. You can bring your family, very kid-friendly. All my servers are amazing, friendly people. Everyone here is just happy to serve, and I think it shows. The thing that sets us apart is the quality and freshness of our food. And I think once you try it, you'd be coming back. I'm Joe DeSario, co-owner of Freppi's Tex-Mex in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Hey there, everybody. This is Scott Tanker, host of Lunch with the Boss on RadioVisionNetwork.com. I want you to visit me each and every Thursday from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, where we have special guests talking about the dynamics between employees and employers. We talk about their business. We let our audience know, that's you folks, what these businesses are all about and how we can make the working environment better, while at the same time learning about local businesses here in the Delaware Valley. So, I'm host of Lunch with the Boss. My name is Scott Tanker. I want to see you here every Thursday from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. Be there or be square. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sidney Cohen. I'm a psychologist in New Jersey. I'm the host of a show called Heading in the Right Direction, which will be appearing on internet TV station Radio Vision Network. It's a show that's going to cover a wide range of psychological subjects. I think you'll be very interested in the subjects. I'm also going to have the opportunity to send me emails, ask me some questions. I'll answer questions, and I very much look forward to you tuning in. I'm very excited to do this. Thank you.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Here. And we're back. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee, and no, your eyes are not deceiving you. I did move my chair.
We played musical chairs.
Chairs. So we're back. I'm here with my show coach, Charlene Chamberlain, and our guest.
And our guest is Elsie Kerns, and she is a wellness educator and stress expert. And before the break, we were just getting ready to talk to Elsie about the nuts and bolts of her business. So tell us a little bit about what a day with you would be like.
Well, thanks, Charlene. Most of the people that come to me are in life transition. They may be going through a divorce, or they may be struggling with a recent diagnosis that they need to work intensely with their health. But again, many people today seem to be going through these life transitions that are just overwhelming to them.
So when they come to you, what types of modalities do you use to help them maybe ease stress or help them make it through these transitions?
Right. So one of the most important things that I want to do with them is show them where they're strong and weak. We do something called kinesiology muscle testing, and what that helps them do then is be able to use energy exercises that I teach them that they can take as homework. So it empowers them, and it also gives them an idea of a way that they can begin to use some self-care for themselves. Very, very important. And we use not only kinesiology, but I actually do hands-on healing with them to just calm the body down, so that what you said earlier, the body's own natural healing abilities can take over and do the real work.
Right, because we all have it inside of us. I really do believe that. It's just that we're inundated with so many other crazy things that we can't even get back. It's almost like back to the body. You want to get back to your body.
So what, let me ask you a question. What type of people are you seeing? Like, who's coming to you?
I would say mostly women. They might be going through menopause. Almost all the classes that I teach, it's primarily women, but also more men have started to be open to the idea of how some of these, quote, energy medicine tools can help them. So if we imagine, Keith, that we are just vibration and everything around us is vibration, we're reacting to that all the time. We meet somebody and our vibrations gel or they don't.
Right.
Either one. So we're always reacting, and that means that we're really, everything is energy, including us. So when we use that term energy medicine, then energy is the patient and energy is the healer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And again, that ability to show somebody, here's an area where you're weak or strong, gives them an idea of what they can do for themselves. So Charlene, would you like to try a little testing, a little kinesiology?
I would
Show
love,
the
I
audience.
would love it.
Okay.
I would love it.
So how
what do I
about
need to do?
This arm is no injuries and okay to touch you.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so just hold your arm out like this,
Stiff,
hand out.
stiff,
And
or-
I'm just going to use
okay.
2 fingers, and I want you to just meet my pressure. Okay. Now I'm going to come up here and disrupt something, and Charlene starts to bounce. Now I'm going to go back here and make it strong with the figure 8. That's the infinity sign,
Right.
very powerful. Let me see. Okay, she's strong again. So now I'm going to just come in and go like that and like that and see what happens. So Charlene holds strong, and what she just told me with that simple test is that her energy field is strong, and I am not able to get in and have a negative effect on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Very
that's
nice.
good to know.
Yeah. So those are the kind of things we can help people see if their energy is too porous and they're taking in more than they need to, or what isn't theirs, somebody else's.
Like that would be an empath.
Right, like an empath, absolutely, because people can have a very strong will. You have a very strong will, high reason. Okay, if I read your field, I'm starting to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, so Charlene has a very, very strong will. She has, high intelligence up here. The will runs down that spinal column, okay, and through the front of the body works with our emotional centers. So one of the things that Charlene's working on, because she's familiar with all this work, is trying to keep that emotion, reason, and will all balanced out. But something else that we can also do is actually do some hands-on to just calm the body down. The most important thing, Charlene, is if we can help release that stress button, then the body's own nervous system can step in and help the person heal.
Right.
Today we are struggling with entirely too much stimulation.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you
From
mean by that?
everywhere.
From everywhere.
Visual.
But what do you mean by that?
Audio.
We're dealing too
well,
much stimulation.
We have electromagnetic
Oh, okay,
radiation.
okay.
We have, 9 to 5, which doesn't end at 5. We have everybody in the family, the mother and dad working, then coming home, taking care of the kids.
Maybe grandparents or parents that you're taking care of on top of
right.
it.
And just a note, Keith, you might be interested in this too, that the fastest growing population right now are people over 100.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
right.
Oh,
right.
Centenarians.
Well, think about that.
Centenarians are leading the group, and we have the chance to live so long today.
Right.
We're going to have all this advanced medical technology. But the real question is, how do we work with those chronic conditions? How can we help ourselves maintain our health, our vitality?
Right.
Right. I mean, look, it's about quality of life, and I mean, I don't know. I look at it and I get it. From some people say I wouldn't want to live like that, but to me, if you're kind of healthy and are you supposed to go out and run 5 miles or 10 miles down?
Do you need to?
Do you need
Not
to?
Not necessarily.
So I mean, I think just being alive and seeing kids and stuff like that, I'm good with that, And no, I'm not going to go run a marathon. But you know what? With today's medicine, I might. Maybe they might make some type of, or you know what? Maybe we might unlock another chamber of our brain in 20 years, and we learn how to kind of heal ourselves to live longer. You know, so.
Well, at the University of Pennsylvania, they have a course, Positive Psychology. How positive we are certainly affects our brain, our thoughts, and then our actions.
Thoughts become words.
Yep.
Right.
I cannot get around negativity. I really got to stay positive all the time. It kind of like you talking about the field and interrupting. Negative people interrupt me really, like it affects me. Like I have to.
No, it really does. It's major.
I really get twisted over it because I'm like, you know, today Dunkin' Donuts guy. I walk in.
Here we go.
No, it's good. The owner of it was there,
okay?
and he was like, "Hey, raspberry iced tea." Or you know what who knows? But you know, we were talking, and he goes, "Oh, I had such a bad day yesterday." And I said, "But." He goes, "Today's better." I said, "Yeah, because you woke up. Because you're alive.
It's always another day.
It's always another day. You should be happy." Like, but it's positive stuff. You gotta be positive.
Well, you know what I always say. I get up in the morning. I don't care how lousy I feel. I choose joy at that moment. Because what's the alternative? Do I want to have a bad day? I may not feel so great physically, but I choose that word. I say that word in the morning before my feet hit the floor.
Well, let me just offer this suggestion for you and Keith and for our audience. There's a way to tap in joy.
Okay.
So let's bring something joyful to mind and take your fingers right between the eyebrows. That's the beginning of bladder, or beginning of our nervous system, and see that person, that event, whatever that is that brings joy to you, and actually reprogram that nervous system for joy and really tap it in every day. So that's one easy thing that we can do that works.
And breathe.
Feel better?
Now, I got a question for you. You know, you're talking about body, spiritual, and mind, right? You know, in order to accept all this, do you have to be mentally right? Like, do you have to be mentally in a position to accept, to be able to get better, healthier, you know, in body? You know, I mean, it's almost like the chicken or the egg, I guess, what I'm asking.
Sure.
What comes first, your mind being healthy or your body? You know what? They're getting ready to throw spitballs at me again. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with that question.
Okay, and hold that question.
Hold that question.
Okay.
You know.
Here, we have an attractive orange and a distinguished apple. The two similar, but opposites. Theory, a wingman is needed, or perhaps a wing lemon. A friend to the orange and an acquaintance to the apple, the lemon brings the two opposites together. See, with a little fresh thinking, the universe can be surprisingly smooth.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Fitzpatrick's. Deli dine for breakfast and lunch. And at night, gourmet dine for dinner with entrees and specialty sandwiches including certified black Angus cuts of beef and wild-caught seafood, plus catering options for specialty events. Since 1989, Fitzpatrick's, your hometown place with upscale tastes.
Apple Ridge is about freedom. Apple Ridge is about community. Apple Ridge is about home. Apple Ridge, everything you want, more than you expect. Welcome to your new neighborhood. Apple Ridge Senior Living. Enjoy a maintenance-free, affordable luxury lifestyle today. Visit appleridgeseniorliving.com and find out more about the Apple Ridge experience.
Hi, I'm Jim Turpin, host of Your Best 50. Please join me every Thursday at 3:30 where we'll cover topics that are important to the baby boom generation and their kids. And let us help you make this Your Best 50.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I'm Charlene Chamberlain with my co-host.
Show co.
Oh, the boys can be show co's too?
The boys are going to be show co's.
Show co Keith Reynolds, who did not get the wardrobe memo this morning, unfortunately, but Elsie did because our energy was talking to my energy talked to her energy this morning while we were getting dressed.
If I wore my salmon shirt, it's about the same color as Elsie's.
So you thought about it, but you didn't go with your gut.
We would have looked really crazy up here. So
welcome back, Elsie. We were just having a very interesting conversation during the break about
chicken
healing,
or the egg.
Chicken or the egg.
Is
healthy body, healthy mind.
Which comes first?
So I would say that if we think about the brain, that is part of our cognitive reasoning. We learn not to repeat the same mistake, all those things. But when we talk about our mind, it's really embracing all of our consciousness and where we are and how we're feeling and what our intentions and our goals are. So absolutely, how we're thinking and how the mind is either judging ourselves or loving ourselves or giving ourselves a break makes all the difference in how our body is reacting.
Okay. That's good. That's
sure. Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, they've done those experiments of Dr. Emoto where, they had one little plant that all the kids in the school were saying, I love you,
please
and
grow.
they had the other, please grow, and they had the other plant, they were saying, I hate you.
Yeah, and they'd do anything with it, right.
And of course that plant died and this one flourished. So if we can just bring some presence, awareness, love into our consciousness, it makes all the difference.
I agree.
So now, I know there's some, you did have a event planned. Our event that's coming up.
It's a tapping event.
Yeah, tapping event. Now, I think we can get it up on the screen over to the producer's booth. Can we get that up there?
For independent living for seniors age 62.
Well, I'll wait for them to get ready.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about tapping. I am familiar with that, and I know there are different pressure points or different places to tap, and this is one of them.
Exactly.
I think the chin is one over here. Yeah.
So one of the reasons that I put this is an online webinar. It's recorded for replay.
Oh, great.
So
that's great.
It's available anytime somebody wants to look at it if they can't make it Wednesday, July 22nd. But the most important thing, Charlene, about tapping, and Keith, is that when we talk about that fight or flight or freeze mechanism, that sympathetic reaction in us, there's only two things that can bypass that, or let's say sneak around it. And one of them is tapping, because that fight or flight is part of our primitive reptilian brain, and primitive man tapped himself. And the other thing that will bypass it is rocking.
Really?
So primitive man rocked and tapped. And so when we do the tapping, that fight or flight doesn't go off and say, oh my God, something's happening, we need to save Charlene. But when I do this webinar, it'll be a live webinar, they'll be able to see me, and they're going to get a PDF and see a complete PowerPoint slideshow. I'm only going to use one specific technique that has been very effective and very easy. It's time efficient, but the most important thing is it's available 24/7.
And why is that?
Because you're using your own electromagnetic hands on your own electromagnetic body.
And you can do it anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere, anytime, and it really does work. It's very effective. I had a client who, after watching, I think it was the end of the World Cup soccer and all the excitement, she had not had a panic attack in over 2 years, and after all of that stimulation, tried to go to sleep that night, woke up in the middle of the night. She said, I could feel my heart jumping out. I thought I was going to have to go to the emergency ward, but she said she decided to get out of bed, go in the living room, and try the tapping that we are going to show you and teach you. And she said after about 10 minutes, she was calm enough to know that she didn't have to go to the emergency ward at the hospital.
That probably lowered her blood pressure and
lowered her
everything,
blood
right?
pressure, and she could feel the anxiety lowering in her.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so that was an amazing testimonial for the work.
So now I think they do have the clip. Okay, there you go.
There it is.
That's the event.
That's the event. It's called Tap Anxiety Away. They can go on and register with the link http://tapanxietyaway.eventbrite.com. And they can also go to my website, www.wellnesswithelsie.com. A little bit about that is on the front page and also under events.
Okay,
Wonderful.
awesome. Now tell the listeners out there where they can find you and
Through
some
your
of this
website?
great information.
Right, so they can find me through my website at www.wellnesswithelsie.com. I also work with Worksite Wellness, individual consultations, and I have an office right in Marlton across from Whole Foods in the Rothman Institute at the TAL Institute, Suite 200.
Great, wonderful.
Very nice, very nice. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Let's tap our way out of the show.
Yeah, let's tap our way out
Let's
of the show.
tap in joy, everybody.
Thanks,
Go
Elsie.
back between the eyebrows. Remember, this works with the beginning of bladder meridian, which controls your nervous system. So you're just bringing that special person, event to mind, and tapping in the joy. You want to reprogram your body, mind, and spirit for joy. So please join me Wednesday, July 22nd, and learn more about this.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
And over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
Looking for a cooking oil with a light flavor and reduced absorption so food preserves its natural flavor? One with a high smoke point for stir-frying, sautéing, grilling, and baking? Then choose all-natural Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil, imported from France. Grapes have been a key ingredient of the healthy Mediterranean diet for years. Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is the chef's choice for high-heat cooking, grilling, stir-frying, sautéing, or even deep frying. And Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is great for baking too, because its delicate taste does not overwhelm the flavor of cakes, cookies, and other favorite recipes. A key traditional ingredient of the Mediterranean, grapeseed oil is a rich source of vitamin E antioxidant and naturally gluten-free. Buy imported Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil today and find great recipes at Pompeian.com.